Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. So today I'm filming another get ready with me. I just really like these videos. I feel like it's a time for me to sit and sort of talk through things that are going through my head, and I just get to play with makeup. I have a couple new products that haven't been on my channel before, testing out a foundation, all those sorts of things. So let's just get to it. I already washed my face. It's feeling clean. I'm really dehydrated. Today my mission is to drink as much water as humanly possible because my skin is so dry. I'm going in with my toner. This is the witch hazel toner. It's not toner, it's just witch hazel. Oh, there is so much on my mind that I want to talk about and things that I've never really breached on my channel before, but I think are important. So let me get to my skincare and then I'll just get chatting. So two new things that I don't think I've ever talked about on my channel before are the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Cream and Magic Cream. I love both of these. I used the Magic Cream for 4 or 5 months, a really long chunk of time over the summer and into the fall, but I just never replaced it. I was using other moisturizers that I had. I was testing other stuff out, and now that I'm working for Charlotte Tilbury, have I said that on this channel? I'm a freelance artist for Charlotte Tilbury. I've started reusing a lot of her products so that I'm able to talk about them to clients, and I fracking love it. It feels so nice on my skin. I forgot how much I enjoyed it and how great my skin looked with it. And this is my first time really using the eye cream, and I also really love this, especially under my makeup. So yeah, I am so excited for my vacation. I'm going to Prague and Paris in a couple weeks and I cannot wait. The packing process has begun. Not like actually packing, but getting packing lists together and making sure that I have clothes. Now it's gonna make testing this foundation pretty hard. The fact that I'm quite dehydrated because my skin is even drier than usual. I just haven't been drinking water the past couple weeks. It's been really bad. This moisturizer is so great that it's kind of like Bobbi Brown's moisturizers where it feels like it's a primer also. So just to give myself a little bit of hydration, I like to use the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Not that it's a hydrating primer, but the illumination and the consistency of it just really helps foundation stay on my dry skin. So I just use it in like the center of my face. I have been gone for several weeks, if not a month. I don't know if I uploaded a single video in April. Maybe I did at the beginning of the month. Life's been crazy. If you've been following my Instagram, then you know that I had 2 family members pass away a couple weeks ago, and that's kind of been the focus of my life. I'm okay. I'm not great. I have some good days, but for the most part, everything's kind of in a very weird place right now. I'm using the new Tarte Found Sealer. I went into Sephora and tried my best to shade match me, so we're gonna see if this is actually my shade and give it a try. I'm testing out new foundations to take on vacation, so let's hope. That has pretty much been taking up all of my brain space for the past couple weeks. It's been really difficult. These were 2 people that were very important to my family, and saying goodbye is never easy. It's something I've had to do before, and it's never fun or a good feeling, no matter how necessary it is. And this is the first time in my like adult life that I've had a family member pass away. Everybody else passed away when I was younger, like my early teens and when I was really young. So this is the first time that I'm really feeling the effects of like life has to go on. I do want to do a blog post about coping with loss and all of that. For me, I guess the best part about it was around the time I actually was super booked for work, so I wasn't just stuck at home thinking about it all the time. There were a couple days that were like that and I didn't get anything done. It was really difficult to sort of like get up and go about my day. So having full days of work where I can just leave my house and I have a job to do. Like I'm not at a desk. When I'm at Jersey Boys, I'm constantly busy. And then when I work for Charlotte, it's me standing talking to people all day just about makeup. So that was really good for me, but it's hard because it happens and then I felt like I was in this bubble of sadness and mourning, but life goes on. Like everything keeps moving, my jobs keep happening, life is still moving forward, and I've just been realizing that and figuring out how to move forward. Things are definitely different now, but in some respects it is for the best. I do know that. But it's been really, really hard. But I did see my therapist last week, which was awesome. I haven't seen her in a really long time. And leading up to the funeral of the second passing, I texted her and I was like, are you free next weekend? Because it is nice to talk to a professional about your feelings and your emotions. As great as my mom is and my dad is and supportive as they are, there's just something really great about going to someone that doesn't know my situation, that doesn't know my family, and I can just really talk to them. Okay, wow, this foundation looks so good. Okay. Well, we'll see if it's my shade. I feel like it might be too dark, but wow, my skin looks great. So yeah, that's been most of my brain space, and it's been very difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I just kind of like need to get all my thoughts together, and I really do want to get them down on paper because I was trying to look up blog posts about loss to see if anybody had anything up already, and there really aren't a lot. I guess because it is a very personal thing, people don't really like to talk about it, but it is part of life. And yeah, that's been it. But the thing that really does get me out of bed in the morning is work. If I have work that day, I know that I'm going to be putting a full face of makeup on, doing my hair in some way, and getting out of my house. So that's been the biggest blessing for me. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away concealer, which I have never used on my channel before. I really do love this, but I think that mine is defective because the ones that I use at work have absolutely no problem dispensing way more than enough product into the sponge. And this one does not deposit anything into the sponge. So I'm sat here twirling and twirling for ages, just trying to get something. So I'm just gonna sit here and twirl this for a little bit. Some happy news. I'm very excited to share this. I applied to I'm like so weird about talking about happy things that happened for me. I don't know why. I applied to a costume design program in the beginning of April, end of March, I think. And it's at the Banff Art Center, I think is what it's called, but it's in Banff, Canada, which is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. And it's costume designing for dance. And that was one of my favorite things in college. I loved all of my dance designs. I absolutely adored costume designing dance pieces. And when I found out that there was a 2-week intensive for it, I was like, this sounds like a great idea. And I found out last weekend that I got in. So I'm going to Canada for 2 weeks in July to go to that program, and I am so over the moon excited. When I got the email, I was like shaking. I couldn't believe it. So now I'm looking up flights and trying to book everything. And I'm very, very excited. And I'm hoping that I can take you guys along with me and show you that adventure. I'm so excited. I can't believe I actually got in. Like, I don't know why. It was really frustrating me because I want to use this concealer so badly. I think I'm just gonna have to take it back to Sephora. My friend Nicole gave me a new shade of the Tarte Shape Tape. I've been using Fair Beige, which is a little yellow for me. This one actually does work a lot better. This is just straight light. Teeny amount to cover my redness. I watched Tati's video on the Foundsealer foundation, and the one thing that she did point out and I did notice was that you would think it would be a foundation and a concealer in one, but it really doesn't cover those things that people go in and spot conceal. So you do need to conceal with it, but wow, this looks great. Oh my god. I'm shook. My skin hasn't looked like this in a very long time. So yeah, that's the two main things that have been going on with my life, and starting my job with Charlotte, which I feel like I haven't talked about on this channel. I am really, really enjoying it. I am a freelance artist for the brand, so I go into Nordstrom and Sephora and some Bloomingdale's as basically a brand representative. So I go in to help people shop Charlotte specifically. I love the brand, I love the products. I tried out a bunch before, but it is quite a luxury brand, so on my budget I wasn't really purchasing anything, but her stuff is great and I stand behind it. Holy moly, my pores are gone. Oh my god. I'm so shook. Look at how beautiful my skin looks. It looks glowy and dewy and beautiful. Up close my nose is super dry, but that's okay. We're working on it. I can do this. I think I found my vacation foundation. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. I did another show at Juilliard. Very, very exciting. I was on the wig team for Don Giovanni, and that was a lot of fun. And then the rest of my time has just been getting ready for Prague and Paris. I have been to Prague before. I have a whole vlog series up from the last time I went to Prague, and I'm very, very excited to go back. And I've never been to Paris. I've been to the south of France. When I was with Disney Cruise Line last year, we went to Cannes and Villefranche, and then that's when I went to Monte Carlo. But I've never been to Paris, and I'm so excited. My blush a little too high. I'm gonna take my Ilia powder. This is a clean powder. I've tested this a couple months ago and I love it. It's so good. I also really like the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, but I do not have it, so I'm not using that today. So many things I wanted to talk about, mostly regarding what's going on with women's rights. I just have so many thoughts and feelings about everything that's going on. First off, I want to talk about birth control because I take it and I feel like I should talk about it. I started birth control almost a year ago. I have not been on it for a very long time. Okay, I need my camera to not do this thing. I have been talking about going on it for a while because, let's get personal here, my period is awful. It's very painful for me. It is the worst week of my life. Normally it's about 5 to 6 days of utter hell. And I went through all of high school like that. I went through all of college like that. And in the middle of college, I remember going to my mom and being like, I would really like to go to a gynecologist and figure this out, because there were days I had to call out of work. Some mornings, if my cramps were too bad, I would miss class because I was in so much pain. Getting out of bed was not an option. And especially when I was applying to Disney Cruise Line and realized that I was going to work for Disney Cruise Line, I was like, I can't call out of work because I was the only person that could do my job. And I could not call out of work once a month. That was not an option. So the time came to start looking at birth control, and I went on it to help with my period, to also help with my anxiety. When I started seeing my therapist, I would tell her my anxiety really flares up around the time of my period. For about a week before my period starts, I get so paranoid and so anxious. And I know that it's for no reason. Like, I remember there would be days I would wake up and just like my heart would be racing, I would be shaking, and I was like, what is going on? There's nothing that looking out at the world around me, I don't see anything that should be setting off my anxiety. So what's going on? And then a couple days later I'd get my period and be like, oh yeah, it's that time again. And she was saying that is very common, that if you have a slight hormonal imbalance, anxiety can flare up around the time of your period. And so I went on birth control to help regulate that and to help with my acne, because I was 23 years old, still getting the same acne I had been getting in high school. And you just get to a certain point where you're like, this should stop. I should not be getting the same amount of acne I've been getting since I was 13. What is going on? And I cut out foods. I had cut out sugary drinks. I stopped drinking caffeine for so long because I knew caffeine flared up my acne. And it got to a point where I was like, I really might have a hormonal imbalance. And then I went on birth control, and my life changed. My quality of life became so much better. I can't even describe how amazing I felt when I first went on birth control. I was not anxious all the time. My acne was there. I still had acne because I don't have the best gut health, and I can tell that is why my acne is the way it is. I also have super dry skin, which then flares up my acne. And my time of the month was not nearly as excruciating for me. I was able to get up and go to work, and it was incredible. I felt like I was finally able to live my life because of this little itty bitty pill that did everything for me. And I am extremely lucky when it comes to my birth control because my insurance covers it. I do not pay a cent for my birth control, and I am eternally grateful to my parents' insurance. And when I get my own insurance, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that also, because that is something that a lot of women face, is they can't even afford birth control, and I could not imagine that. And then my trials with birth control began, and I was having issues with my birth control after settling into it, and we've been fiddling around with the dosages and all that super fun stuff. But now, let's just see if I can. Now I do feel like I've gotten to a point where it's leveled out again. Especially back in March, I was so depressed. I could barely leave my bed, I'm going to be honest, and it was terrifying. I have only ever had that kind of depression and anxiety at very specific points in my life, and I can identify the factors that created that environment for me. But it was awful. March was really difficult, and I'm not the type of person that wants to go on a lot of pills. I don't want to rely on medication to improve my life. So before talking to my therapist about the potential for antidepressants and things like that, I was like, let's look at the birth control and see if there's anything causing this. Let me figure out my lighting really quick before I finish this story. And so I called up my gynecologist and I was like, look, this is not working for me. And now I'm on a higher dosage of estrogen and I feel great. I'm able to get out of bed in the morning. I have my motivation back. My anxiety is still there because life is life and it's never gonna go away, but it's manageable. And that's all because of my birth control. And the past week, people who don't really know anything about anything, clearly, are trying to dictate women's reproductive rights, and I'm not here for it. So I just wanted to tell my birth control story and why I'm on birth control, because I think it's important. People don't just go on it to have safe sex. That's not the only reason people use it. I use it to enhance my quality of life. So there's my rant. I could go on and on. I want to go on and on, but I also don't want this to turn into a politically driven video. So I think I'll just leave it at that, because that's my personal stake in all of this. And I'm terrified. I really am. I am. I'm scared. I just want to do something really simple on my eyes today. I don't know what I want to do. The best part about my new job with Charlotte is that in the past week I've gotten more compliments on my makeup from women that have come to shop than ever. So many people have been complimenting me on my skin, and my skin is probably the worst it's been in the past month, in these last 2 weeks, and all these women are like, oh my god, your skin looks so good. And I was like, you have literally no idea the amount of product that I have on it to make it look this way. So that's been nice. I've been getting a nice little confidence boost, which has been much needed. Yeah, so I just went in. This is one of my favorite cream eyeshadows. It's the So This Is Love from the Disney Designer Collection. It just goes on so nice and easy. Charlotte just came out with the most beautiful rose gold shade that I want to get to take on vacation. It's so beautiful. Honestly, the thing besides my clothes that is stressing me out the most is figuring out what makeup I'm taking with me, because I always overpack my makeup. I don't even wear half of it, and that's not what I want to happen this time, especially because I want to take my makeup in my carry-on. Thought I was gonna be able to travel with just 2 carry-ons, but I'm thinking that my Instagram self is gonna take over and I'm gonna end up checking a bag. Which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I am a self-proclaimed overpacker. I have accepted the fact that I am an overpacker, but I know there are certain things that I can really narrow down, my makeup being one of them, because I can tell realistically what I'm actually going to wear and what I'm not. Nice and easy. And I'm not even gonna go in with an eyeliner today because I'm just running errands. I switched up my mascara because I needed a waterproof mascara for the funeral, and I got the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes because I love Lights Camera lashes. It's one of my favorite mascaras I've ever used, and let me tell you, if you think or know you're gonna be crying and you don't want your mascara running down your face, this is it. I have so many stories from working now that I really want to share, but I don't want to get in trouble. The amount of people that come in, either in Sephora or Nordstrom, and want to talk about mascara and freak out at the thought of waterproof mascara is hilarious. It's actually so comical to me. I don't understand it. Because I don't care if my mascara is waterproof or not. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to take off, but if you have a really good eye makeup remover, you're gonna be fine. I've never had an issue. Sometimes I like waterproof mascara better, but some women, like, they're like, oh, is it waterproof? And it cracks me up. I think it's so funny. Also, this was on my Twitter, so I'll talk about it. I had a woman come in last week who was talking to me about skincare, and I was showing her the Charlotte skincare stuff, and we're talking, and right before she leaves, she looks at me and she goes, what are pores? Do I have them? And I was like, we all have them. In case anybody is wondering or has any question about it, every single human being on this planet has pores, and they're all over your body. It was so funny, and I know they say there are no dumb questions. That was a little dumb. I'm doing a new brow technique for probably the first time ever. I did a day with one of the lead artists with Charlotte, and he was showing me how to do the Charlotte brow, and he did it on me, and my brows looked the best they've ever looked. I could not believe it because my brows are probably the one part of my face that I hate doing. I'm not a fan of them. I don't think I have great brows. I also need to go get my brows done, but that's a whole other thing. And he made my unkempt brows look amazing. And it's all about basically teasing the brow. Charlotte really likes a fluffy brow. It's not like the Instagram brow, which is super put together. Like your classic Instagram brow, not like the feather brow or anything. And I really like it on me because while I have full brows, I feel like I'm still coming back from my tweezing days, and this just makes them look put together and fun at the same time. It's really weird to say, but I've actually been enjoying doing my brows. I feel like it actually does frame my face quite well. Just got a phone call and finished up my brows, and also picked up some coffee. I brought a coffee home, but my creamer tastes weird, so I think it's gone off. Oops. And now it's time for lips. We're almost done. I don't even remember what I was talking about before. I guess it was my brow routine. Lips are the hardest thing to do on other people, brows too, but I've gotten so many clients with such small lips. Like, I have quite thin lips, I think, and I do make them look fuller, but like clients with half the size of my lips, I was like, oh my god, how do you do your lips every day? And also, I would like to publicly announce that if you have a problem with a lip color that I've picked for you, I don't care. I have no personal stake in your lip color, and I didn't make the shades. I have no control over the shades we keep in store. And lips are personal. Like, I am so picky about my lip shade and what I use because of my skin undertones. And even if I think something looks good on you, if you don't like it, you're not gonna like it. But guess what? I'm not wearing it. Sorry. I have just had so many people come in the past 2 weeks that are so up in arms about the lip colors that we have in store. And I'm like, okay, there are a million other brands in here. As much as I want to sell you mine, if you're not finding something you like, you could go somewhere else. Should not be in sales. Being on the sales side of things again is not my forte because I just can't deal with people's bull crap. Forgot I had this. It's the Desi and Katie Hey Girl. And now for some setting spray. which I'm also out of. Okay, let's fix my hair. Cute. It's a little long, but oh well. And yeah, I'm not gonna pop any earrings or anything in. Like I said, I'm just running errands today, so I'm feeling nice and cute now. I am obsessed with this foundation. Let me get a little closer so you can really see my skin. I have a lot of texture on my face right now, but my skin is glowing, and I think I actually found my foundation color, which is great. But it's just really blurred everything out and made me look healthy. I'm really, really happy with this. It looks a lot different in person than it does on this camera. So maybe I'll see if I can take you downstairs. So letting it out here is a little bit better. You can kind of see what I was talking about. I still have a couple things peeking through, but that's my texture, and there's nothing I can really do about it, which is fine. But I really am loving this foundation. Holy moly. Thank you so much for being here as I film this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or anything, leave them down below. I'm ready for some conversations regarding anything that I talked about in this video, because I feel like it was quite personal. I have never gotten this personal on camera before. So yeah, that's that. Alrighty, I have another video to film, very, very exciting, and lots of errands to run today. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great day, and if you want to see any videos coming up regarding my trip or packing, what outfits I'm taking, things like that, then please comment them down below or go ahead and DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is down below. Shameless self-promotion. And that is everything I have for you guys today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.